lovely angels, this is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sip Squad. Hi! I'm filming after a very long time. I've given myself a little break. All the videos you were seeing earlier was pre-filmed a little bit, and I was really wondering what I should do next because I know I've been doing like quite a few back-to-back hauls and everything because a lot of PR was being sent to me, and hopefully that trend will continue. I do have a whole list of new perfumes that I want to personally purchase for myself, but I have like been focusing on some other aspects of my life, and that requires some investments and everything, so I'm taking it a little slow with my purchasing. But weirdly enough, I still have so many perfumes that you can see the shelves bending, and this is like when I feel it's time to declutter. I know I don't usually declutter till end of the year. So it was a trend that I would declutter during June and then again in December. So every 6 months. So that I give some perfumes enough chance to macerate so that I know like if I will like a perfume or I won't regret decluttering it. Basically, that's the whole point, yeah? Now, the thing is, I have 9 perfumes on my table right now, which I need to declutter because they've been just catching dust. I know I'm never going to like these perfumes. It's just been, I'm not gravitating towards them. Some of them I really do like. I like them. When I smell them, I feel good, but I can't get myself to spray it on myself. I don't know if you understand this feeling or not. Like, you just know the perfume is amazing. And I'll tell you, when I reach there, you will know the perfumes I'm talking about. So let me start with the first one, which is actually a very new purchase of mine. But because I have so many other perfumes that smell very much similar to it, I decided to declutter Amirati by Al Wataniya. Now, if you guys know, I literally purchased this like 3 months ago, if not even after that. So this is supposed to be in the same DNA as Ralph Lauren's Woman. And we know that we have Amirat Al-Arab that smells the same. I have the new one from Nusuk, which is Ajwa, which is like a much better version, I feel, because it has like the lesser of the Play-Doh and more of like the light florals. And although it does smell a little bit more mature, I actually like that. And in terms of like smelling sophisticated, and you know how Amirat Al-Arab smells like, or Amirati smells like. Amirati and Amirat Al-Arab, it's literally the same perfume bottled into 2 separate bottles. It's as simple as that. They're that close, which is why I thought, remember I told you, you can choose either or, and I told you I'll declutter either or. Although the label on Amirat Al-Arab is slightly crooked and bothers me, it all came down to ultimately which bottle I want to retain, and I still like that bottle very much. So actually, let me show you that bottle. So they're quite literally like the same juice in 2 different bottles. There's Marcus's fur everywhere. But it's just this bottle is just so much prettier. And I have finished like this one till like here. And it's still, it's going to take me like a year or 2 years, maybe even more to finish this bottle. So it's pointless to actually keep this with me. Now don't get me wrong, this perfume is very, very beautiful. Probably spraying this for the last time, and I don't want to spray too much because whoever I sell it to or give it to, I don't want it to look like I've used quite a bit of it. It's a beautiful fragrance, like there's no doubt about it. It smells like something that's brand new, something that's expensive, sophisticated. I always feel like this doll head kind of smell. It smells like something expensive you've purchased out of Dior showroom or Chanel, like their bag or something. Because it does have this doll head kind of scent, in it. It's like plastic, like new plastic, but the plastic which is scented. Funny enough, in the notes, there's no florals, but this is such a clear floral to me. The top notes are musk, citruses and green notes, middle notes of herbal notes and woodsy notes, and the base notes of powdery notes and spicy notes. So this is supposed to be more of citruses with like a lot of musks, herbal notes, woodsy notes. The notes don't make any sense to me. Spicy notes, like if you smell this perfume, it smells like lotion, like a thick lotion, which with like a very fancy hotel smell or something like you would smell in Dior or something, you know. This Play-Doh thing or this doll head scent, it immediately reminds me of something like that. It almost smells like, you know, those Garnier shampoos you used to get that were heavily scented. There was especially one of them. Now I don't know which one it was because it was like a long time ago that I used that perfume. I don't use Garnier anymore, the scented perfumes and the shampoos anymore. But this one definitely smells like very perfumey, very shampooy. Smells like a woman who's very well put together. I've given this an 8 out of 10. So I do like this perfume a lot. It's just that I know I'm never going to wear this one because I have Ajwa also now from, don't get confused with the other Ajwa. Ajwa by Nusuk and Amirat Al Arab. So that's why this one has to go. Guys, I'm going in no particular order. Some of these perfumes I absolutely love and some I don't. This particular one, I never liked it. And unfortunately, it's time to get rid of it. As a matter of fact, for some odd reason, I thought this was gone, but it's still there. It's lurking around, you know. And it is Club de Nuit Imperial. Now, guys, I know a lot of you love this perfume, so please don't give me hate, you know. I don't like it. Probably there's something in this that does not sit well with my skin chemistry. There are a lot of other Delina dupes that smell pretty okay on me. But this one has like a certain gasoline note. It has something very sharp and green in it, which I can't get with. And I know a lot of y'all who are watching, they also feel the same way about this perfume. Now, I don't get this from other dupes of Delina. It is just with this particular. So, I don't know if it's the formulation or if it's the skin chemistry. I do have the Delina Discovery set, you know. So, let's spray the Delina over here. Look, it's very similar. But think of Delina with a very, very highly pronounced green notes and slightly smelling like gasoline as well. Now, I know you guys tell me spray it in the air, spray it on yourself, spray it on your clothes. I've tried everything. Recently, when I was like actually cleaning my cupboard and everything, I was like, let me just put this on my skin. I had to go and wash it off. Like it was that bothersome to me. So I know probably it's just not reacting very well with my skin. Delina is so sweet. It is musky. It's very pretty, very girly girl, and it's very sensual. This one is abrasive, is like all I can say. It's the same notes, but it's like very abrasive, very sharp. It hurts, like, you know, to smell it, to me at least, you know. Now, for everybody who would like to know how Imperial smells like, it smells of roses, very little bit lychee. I feel that lychee element is like missing in this a lot. It has very, very less lychee, and even if it is lychee, it's like a lot of that green portion, the skin of the lychee, as opposed to the juicy inside. The top notes for this are lychee, bergamot, and nutmeg. Middle notes of Turkish rose, vanilla, musk, and peony, and the base notes of vanilla, cashmeran, cedar, and incense. I don't know what it is, which ingredient it is, or I don't know what's translating to gasoline. I just feel it's not musky enough, it's not lychee enough, it's not fresh enough. So you might love this perfume. I personally don't, which is why I'm going to be decluttering it. Next, we have a perfume that I really, really like, but there are two reasons why I'm getting rid of it. First of all, I have too many perfume variants, like of the same genre. This is your YSL Libre plus Lantidi. Like if it was like, you know, the perfumes in between these two, if those two were like the, not milestone, what do you call it? The opposite ends, and then all the perfumes in between. I have so many of them. So this one is Belle Rouge or Bella Rouge, whatever you might call it, by Al Haramain. Look, it's catching dust. Wow. Need to really dust all these perfumes. Now it does smell very, very good, guys. It's very, very sheesh. See, now I don't feel like decluttering it, but I know I have literally not reached for this at all. In the past, the last time I reviewed this till now, and I think I had reviewed this last year, if I'm not mistaken. I might have worn it like once in between. This smells like tharwa, not exactly like that, but I'm just telling you the family it is in tharwa. It smells like your Fakhar rose, this rose gold, like your Samu, the gold one, which nobody is finding. I don't know what the heck happened with that perfume, which is why I've not been showcasing that perfume at all, like on my channel. And there are a lot of other perfumes that smell very close to Lantidi and Libre. The second reason is that it's extremely weak. I spray it and within a couple of hours it's gone. I had told you guys that the longevity increased a little bit, but it's just not going beyond it. And I know that if I take this to the office, I'll finish this bottle so fast, but I have plenty of other perfumes that I can use. You know what? I'm actually getting very tempted to keep this now. See, it's just because I just love this DNA a lot. It's like one of my favorite DNAs, right? It's lightweight, it is fresh, it's very modern, it's very, like, I call it like a Vogue perfume. It's very different, it's very non-traditional, right? The top notes in this are lemon, orange, grapefruit, mandarin, orange, and pear. Middle notes of lavender, jasmine, rose, peach, and blackcurrant, and the base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, musk, vetiver, sandalwood, and cedar. In the opening, the citruses are like pretty, but they go away, disappear really, really fast. And then you're left with like a lot of florals that smell very perfumey. In the top notes, your pear is the most pronounced. And in the middle notes, of course, your lavender sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's the whole charm and beauty about Libre, right? And with Lantidi, it's the pear. So it's the best of both worlds with your lavender of Libre and your pear of Lantidi. But you have other notes all there, but it's very perfumey. You cannot identify any of the notes. You cannot call it vanilla. You cannot call it like a musky fragrance. You can't call it like a cedarwood, sandalwood in the base. Everything is like all muddled up and everything in a very beautiful way. I would love to keep this perfume, but I just know I'm never gonna reach for it. I start feeling sad when I see my perfumes like catching dust like this. Plus, the bottle of this perfume is like gorgeous. It's matching my nails actually. So I'm gonna declutter this one because it's just sad when I'm collecting perfumes, and honestly I need to like really sort this shelf out because I have a feeling this is going to bend, and if it falls it's going to be a disaster because all the bottles are going to crash. So before that happens I need to fix it. Next one is a pretty perfume. Okay, I really had to think long and hard whether I should declutter this perfume or not because it's very unique, no doubt. It's very Middle Eastern as well. It's from a brand that I've not tried too many perfumes from, but it's a very good brand. Like everything, whoever purchases perfumes from this brand are very, very happy. This is from Junaid and it's called Tariq. Can you just... The bottle is so gorgeous. Look at the stunning details, It's very, very beautiful. Now the thing is, the juice is also, just think of this bottle, how you would expect this perfume to smell like if it was a Middle Eastern fragrance. This is supposed to be a gourmand rose, so it's vanilla and rose. The top notes for this are rose, gardenia, middle notes of vanilla, and the base notes of white musk. This is all they've written. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was just those notes. All I can tell you is this is like a super, super Middle Eastern perfume. It almost smells like cold, like as if there's saffron in it. What else makes something smell very, very cold? To everybody who's been asking me to suggest a perfume that smells like pan. Okay, for everybody who doesn't know what pan is, just type in Google Indian pan. So it is this mouth freshener kind of thing people eat, or some people actually have addictions to it and everything. And it's not supposed to be like a healthy thing to eat unless you have the clean version of it. So it's betel leaf, and then you have like a bunch of filling. The filling does include rose, but it is candied rose. You have many other things. I think you have menthol, you have anise. Anise seeds, the couple of things. I don't know how you make it. Okay, honestly, I have had it when I was like, whenever I go to India, like for a visit, I do try it, and I do like it, but it's something that paints your mouth red, and it's not available in the UAE. It's illegal over here. So you don't, actually not in the UAE, I'm talking about Dubai. So I have not had it in years, but a lot of people ask me because the smell of that pan, more than eating it, that's that smell, which is amazing, right? So whoever was asking me, suggest a perfume that smells like pan. Tariq by Junaid Perfumes. Go for this one. So this is a very gourmand. Yes, it does feel like a rose that you would eat, like jammy rose, vanilla. And it is a very, very pretty fragrance. It's very beautiful. It smells like you would dress up like very nicely, but like in a very Arabian girly girl way. And then you would spray this on yourself. The thing is, it's the same thing. I love this. See, I love it. I love it. As a matter of fact, you know what? I've given it a 7 out of 10. I don't know why. It should be an 8 out of 10. Yeah. It's a gorgeous scent. I'm just not wearing it. Like, literally, look at that. In so many, like more than a year, if I've just used up that much of a perfume, I know before it goes bad, I need to declutter it. I'm sure it's gonna find a home where somebody is gonna adore and love this perfume a lot, because it is definitely worth loving. It's a very sweet vanillic rose, and the more it dries down, the more vanilla starts revealing, starts getting more like comforting. It's a very comforting scent. It's the same feeling I get from Amir Al Oud. Guys, it's not the same perfume and it doesn't smell similar. It's just the feeling I get, like of warmth and comfort, that I get from this as well. It's just that I will never, ever, ever, ever wear this perfume. You know, I like to smell it. Probably I would love to put it in my room and everything. But on myself, there are a lot of other perfumes that I gravitate towards. I'm not gravitating towards this. You know what? I'm going to still kind of like put it on myself today. Shouldn't have done that actually, because I have a lot of perfumes to go through. But I'm going to put this and I'm going to decide towards the end of the video. So let me keep this aside, because I do like, you know, when you know that you love a perfume, but you're just not wearing it. Oh wow, the next one, it's you guys are not going to miss it too much, because this perfume was something everybody was asking me, where should I buy it from, where should I buy it from, but it was just not available anywhere. And I know why. It is a very old perfume by Al Haramain. It is called Chiffon. The only reason I kept this for so long was just because of the bottle. I mean, this is probably one of the most beautiful bottles I have. It looks very vintage Arabian perfume. And for everybody who's struggling to open the cap, try not to pull the whole thing. It's just this. Wow, okay. Yeah, it's just the top portion. It's very difficult to open this bottle. Now, this is like an aquatic fragrance which smells like your Aqua di Gio, your Davidoff Cool Water, but it's spicy. It's very unisex. I'm gonna ask Ali if he's gonna wear this or not. But you know, honestly, I know him. He's not gonna wear this. It smells very much like a spicier version of Davidoff Cool Water for men, you know. That one was already like a very, very... Actually, you know what? It smells like a spicier version of Davidoff Cool Water for women. Men perfume, I know it's a little bit different. The top notes for this are green notes, bergamot, lemon, rosemary, tamarind and spices. So I get where all the spices and your aromatics are coming from. It's very, very heavy on spices and rosemary. And then you have your very, very fresh notes of bergamot along with those green notes. I can also smell some watery notes, and I think it's because it has certain flowers that are mimicking this like water lily or something, but it's actually not water lily. You have your lily of the valley, jasmine, palisandre rosewood, rose and orris root. And in the base you have musk, cedar, amber and patchouli. So think of like very green citrusy florals along with watery notes, and then you have your rosemary and spices, and the base is like very, very earthy and slightly woody as well. I think this is leaning now, the more it's macerating, it's going much more towards a masculine fragrance. But I remember when I newly purchased this, you can see I finished quite a bit of it, right? Yeah, it's like quite a bit is gone, right? I actually used to love wearing this perfume because it was a time where I think this was just before the Bali trip actually, where I took this perfume to Bali and I did not wear it throughout the trip. And that's when I knew I'm not gonna touch this perfume. I knew that this is like, despite of taking like only like 6 to 7 perfumes to Bali, and then I did not touch it at all, it was like a red flag for me. The thing is, it's smelling very, very nice. It's smelling very aromatic. Like, this is probably one of my favorite aromatic perfumes to smell. It smells like the fresh towel you get in restaurants or in the plane or something which has this cologne, you know, in it, and how refreshing it feels. It smells like that. I'm gonna ask Ali if he wants to wear this, but regardless, it's gonna go out of my collection and probably into Ali's collection if he wants to wear it. I really, really wish I didn't have to declutter this perfume, because just look at this stunning bottle. And I remember I bought this like, yeah, I bought it for $12. I mean, how just for $12? Like, it's a very, very pretty, beautiful bottle. Like, just to keep it somewhere, but you know what? Like, I don't have space to keep it just for the heck of it, you know. So I'm not, you know. Next one is like, it's gonna break a lot of hearts right now. It's Infinity Rose, guys. This one has to go. I remember when I purchased this perfume, it was because a lot of people recommended it to me, and also because I was absolutely in love with amethyst. And I was like, if it smells even partially like amethyst, I'm going to love this perfume. The thing is that I'm already not very fond of rose perfumes. I like very selective ones. I know a lot of y'all say and comment that you say you don't like rose perfumes, but you have perfumes that are literally like full of rose. Rose dominant perfumes like this one. This is like you smell it and you know it's a rose perfume. Those kind of perfumes are something that I'm a little bit like skeptical of. I'm not sure if I want to actually like use them. It smells nice. It smells nice in the house or if somebody else wears it. But when I wear it, this one is nice. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance. But the thing is that I recently got Albatania Mystery Rose. And after that, I was like, nah, this one has to go. Mystery Rose is a little bit more sexy. This one is more of like you feel it's a musky rose and it has like lemon. Like it smells like rose lemonade. If you don't know what rose lemonade is, like you put like your rose syrup and then you add like lemon to it on top. So it becomes like a tangy sweet drink. We drink it a lot during summer because it's just absolutely refreshing. As a matter of fact, we used to also make icicles and stuff. Just freeze it, after making that and used to have it during summer. It does like smell really, really nice, but I just know, again, this perfume, I've given it an 8 out of 10. I would actually right now give it, yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. But just because now I have like Mystery Rose as well, and that one is it just has like a sexier quality about it, and this one is again something I just never ever ever gravitate towards. I've worn it I think twice. Okay, no, maybe I would have worn it like 4 times, yeah. By the way, there's a intense version of this as well, which I have not tried. If you're looking for a musky rose perfume, which has a hint of spiciness of pink pepper, and then you also have some other florals like jasmine. It's a very rose forward perfume, but then you have your jasmine in the background along with pink pepper, which is what adds the interest to this perfume. And then you have your amber, vanilla, and your musk in the base. That's what it smells like. It's a very mature rose, so be aware that this does smell a little vintage, but doesn't smell like an old lady. So it's not like grandma floral. It's not your Yardley rose, it's not one of those. It's a sexy rose, but it's just something I know I'm not gonna wear. And before it starts like going bad or again catching dust, if this one doesn't have dust sitting on it, because recently I compared it to Mystery Rose and I would rather keep the Mystery Rose than this one. So this one has to go. I know I broke a lot of hearts, but unfortunately I just don't need so many rose perfumes, yeah. Next are 2 perfumes, again catching dust. This is from Lafidi. This is a brand which is under the umbrella of Khadlaj, and they had sent me these 2 perfumes recently, but unfortunately I will have to declutter them. These are from the Crystalia. One is the Crystalia Imperio and the other one is Crystalia Primaso. Oh my god. So these are apple forward perfumes. Green apple, red apple. And you guys know, see me not so fond of red apple or green apple or any kind of apples, unless they're cooked apples or yummy apples like your Casablanca, So let's start with the Imperio. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Tease Sugar Fleur by Victoria's Secret. And I think that one is again a discontinued perfume. And yeah, it's so apple forward. Wow, okay. Now, I know a lot of people love apple fragrances, and if you love apple fragrances, you're going to love this perfume. It's bubblegummy. It's apple, green apple, but it's like bubblegummy apple sorts, It smells very girly girl. It smells very cutesy. It literally smells like, I would expect a Victoria's Secret angel to smell like this, one of them, if they were like from the younger side, Let me tell you the notes for this. It's a very fruity fragrance, by the way. And it's not too expensive. It's like $35. The top notes for this are apple. Middle notes of bubblegum, caramel, jasmine, and the base notes of crystal amber and sandalwood. It's like literally you took a bite in a bubblegum and that juicy feeling you get. Now think if that bubblegum was apple flavored, Actually, most of the bubble gums do have that apple flavor in it. So just think of like bubble gum, when you chew it and you that juicy release that you get in your mouth. This perfume smells exactly like that. Now, while I like to smell this on other people, I will never ever wear this because it's again a very, very youthful perfume. It's very young. It's literally like a young perfume, but it's like a little bit of a tease. Victoria's Secret tease. Okay, kind of makes sense when people name their perfumes a certain way. It's a bubblegummy, fresh, youthful. You can't really smell the florals. It's there like in a very perfumey way. As a matter of fact, the floral part of it, which is over here maybe 25%, it does kind of smell like Amirati, the same kind of little bit like of a plasticky Play-Doh kind of note, which is like, it's coming from the floral somewhere. But the dominant note in this is the apple and the bubblegum. And while it does smell very, very good, I know I'm never going to wear this. I rated this 7 out of 10. Okay. So I knew when I even tried this perfume that I'm not going to be like fond of this perfume. You guys already know apple perfumes are not for me. Maybe in future I'll change my mind. I'm trying to keep my mind very, very open to think if other people will like the perfumes or not, which is why I'm telling you even the other perfumes which I decluttered, I know a lot of other people like it. This one, I know people will love it because a lot of you love apple forward perfumes. So if you like bubblegummy green apple kind of scents with slight floral notes, this one. But for me, this has to go, unfortunately. Now next we have Crystalia Primaso. And this one, the bottles by the way are like very, very stunning. They look very crystal-like. I mean, it's called Crystalia, so obviously. Sometimes I talk shit, I really need to control my mouth. Like I sometimes feel like I'm saying things which are like very obvious. Whoa. Okay, so this one smells very similar to your Eden Juicy Apple. It's the same kind of apple. But hear me out. This one has apple, lychee. Like so juicy, it's like a fresh burst of like apple juice, Think of your apple juice that you drink, but you added a little bit of lychee juice to it as well. And then it has like a very heavy, mature rose in the background, So a lot of people think like, does it like smell like, I'm sure you're asking, does it smell like Delina? No, it does not. Think of Eden Juicy Apple or think of your Latafa's Sublime, Sublime was a little thicker and so is this one. This is also a little syrupy. Now, the difference between Eden Juicy Apple and this one. Eden Juicy Apple is very transparent and liquidy, This one smells a little thick. This again, I don't know why, both these perfumes, they give me a slight bit of like a candy or actually the other one was bubblegummy. This smells like candy to me. The top notes for this are apple, lychee and rose. Heart notes of plum and jasmine. I think it's because of the plum that I feel like that thickness is coming through. And then in the base you have like very earthy notes like moss and patchouli along with some vanilla. Now, when this one dries down, it changes quite a bit, right? The freshness goes away and then it starts becoming more of a mature fragrance. Now, this one smells very, very playful and very, very young. This one could be a slightly elder sister. If she's 16, this one is like 18, something like that. It's also much, much, much colder than Eden Juicy Apple or Sublime. So it's definitely not like 100% dupe. This is more like a same family of rose, lychee and apple perfumes. It smells super sweet, super sugary, very syrupy. And that's all I can say. It smells like a concentrate of, you put those grenadine and those concentrates that you get, the flavor concentrates. Think if a flavored concentrate would exist which had apple, lychee and rose. Smells like that. So this again, because it has a strong note of apple, I just cannot. And I know these are very popular, so popular right now. Just like your Infinity Rose, like these are popular fragrances. But I know if I'm not gonna wear it, I'm just not gonna wear it. I've not forgotten about this one, right? I can still smell it on me, like loud and clear. Now we are on the last one and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this one as well, but I don't care. This is the Hair Pistachio by... Guys, not very fond of Yum Pistachio. I'm not very fond of perfumes that smell like this. It's too... It smells like shampoo. It just smells like shampoo. Now I know everybody who loves this perfume. I'm very happy because I really wanted to like this perfume. When I purchase perfume, I don't go in with an intention of I'm gonna hate this perfume. I have tried this again and again and again. It is just look at that. I think I've literally worn it once. Once. This smells like if you had a shampoo that was pistachio flavored, it would smell like this. This is like the most basic description I'm giving you of how I perceive this fragrance. Some people find it extremely gourmand. I don't. I feel it opens, think of like a shampoo wipe, just like your Pert Plus or that Garnier or one of those very heavily scented shampoos, mixed with a whole lot of, a little bit of a synthetic pistachio note. Now, I've tried to mix this with vanilla, I've tried to mix this with other perfumes where I thought it would smell very, very good. Maybe make it a little bit more gourmandy. Now, initial shock, when we got the Yum Pistachio by Kiali, like we all know what we went through because we were expecting it to smell very, very like gelato, but it was Yum Gelato, something very, which was creamy and everything. But Yum Pistachio Gelato did like, once it dries down, once it starts like going into the middle notes, it does become creamy and it does become like very gourmandy. This one does not. Now, again, it could be my skin chemistry, it could be my nose, it could be my brain, anything. But I don't perceive this perfume. Although a lot of people say this is like a bang-on dupe for that Yum Pistachio, I don't think it is. I have sprayed both of them side by side. Like, let me smell both of them. It does not smell the same to me. Yes, they're very close, but Yum Pistachio actually starts becoming creamy. This one, in my opinion, does not. It stays in that shampooy zone. It does get a little gourmand, but because that shampooiness of it is so strong, it kind of overtakes the gourmand notes, if that makes sense to you. Like, I know there is gourmand in the background, it's trying to come out, but it just cannot escape the cage, of your shampooy synthetic notes. The top notes for this are, by the way, it's dirt cheap. And another reason why I did not want to declutter it, because just look at this bottle. Look how beautiful it is. It's so gorgeous. Anyways, okay, so this one has like a lot of ingredients. Top notes are Italian bergamot, pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, and cardamom. Middle, you have geranium, white peony, muguet, jasmine, raspberry, white peach, and pear. And the base notes contains whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, Turkish delight, accord, cocoa, cedarwood, sandalwood, and tonka. Now, despite of me trying this, trying to like it, as a matter of fact, I really, really wanted to like it because sometimes when people criticize me or my choices, I do feel maybe I'm wrong, and I do like try and like a perfume. The same thing happened with Imperial. I mean, this should have been decluttered last year, or if not even before that. But I kept it because I was like, it might change, and everybody like loves it so much. So by default, like now I know there's always three groups of people for each perfume. One who loves it, second, the third one is like the ones who can't bear it, and the middle ones are people who are on the fence, like where I am with it right now. I don't hate it, but it's just something I will not wear it. I'm just not going to wear it. And it's okay because somebody else will find this perfume, use it, they will love it. So these babies are all going to find new homes. They're going to live like, fulfill their destiny of making people smell good. They're just not meant for me. Guys, I know I'm trying it on paper. I don't like giving these disclaimers every single time I review, but it's important because sometimes people are watching me for the first time, or people choose to forget, that I have tried these perfumes already on my hands or on myself, on my clothes, in the air, everywhere. Yeah. Right now on the strips is just as a reminder to myself and for the sake of not putting it on myself like a million perfumes. That's the only reason why I'm using strips right now. These perfumes have been tried and tested, and only then I give you my actual opinion. And the fact that I'm decluttering perfumes and getting rid of things from my collection is not an easy task for me. It always hurts me. Till now, I'm like not too sure about the tarikh, but I can smell it and I know exactly what the smell is. And you know what, like, because I've worn it before, because I know how it smells like, it's just like a reminder to myself why I'm decluttering the perfume. So this is it. It was a mini declutter. I know in December it's going to be like a massive declutter because a lot of these are going to go, because I do need to make like space for fresher perfumes, newer perfumes. You know, there are brands I truly, truly love, like your Khadlaj, your Latafa, Swiss Arabian. The thing is, like, whenever I have to get rid of perfumes from these brands, it hurts me, physically hurts me, because I love these brands a lot. I think they release very good perfumes. They have done a massive favor to the Middle Eastern perfume market, you know, to become worldwide famous, and they're still like going, they're staying at it with like, you know, if not like monthly releases, at least monthly releases, you know. At least with Latafa and Khadlaj, I know they release perfumes left, right, and center, especially Latafa. They go like all out, you know. But come December, I really need to make tough decisions, because it's unhealthy, first of all, for me to have these many perfumes. And like, it's literally, I'm telling you, it's going to be like a task, but it's going to be like a massive, massive declutter in December. So I can't wait for that. And also, I'm scared of that, you know. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, I still have like a long time to go. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you over here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.